Is there anybody in the room who's like, this feels a little harsh for complaining? Because that's how I read this passage. I'm like, okay, God, like this is intense. Like this is a lot. Like he's punishing them for 40 years. He's saying, you're gonna be stuck in the wilderness 40 more years because of your complaining. I think we should slow down to realize like how big this is, how serious God is taking the complaints of our heart. And again, I've said this a couple of times, I wanna say it again. I think we tend to just think complaining is no big deal. We just dismiss it as if like, it's just complaining. Just a couple of words that I said, it was just kind of flippant. I didn't really mean it. God is really wanting us to examine our hearts to help us to see that the complaining is toxic to our hearts, and relationship with God is gonna be toxic in your relationship with other people. And here's the thing I really want us to see. It says that God is going to prolong their wilderness experience. Prior to this moment, they were literally like right next to the promised land. They were days away from being able to enter into the blessing of God. But because they were complaining and grumbling against God, he delays their experience, and they're stuck in the wilderness for 40 years, prevented from entering into the promised land and the blessing of God. And I want to submit to us that when you and I choose to have an attitude of complaining or grumbling against God, that we are going to be stuck in the wilderness of our souls. And we're going to be potentially delayed from experiencing God's blessing and God's best because we're complaining and grumbling and choosing an attitude that's not glorifying to God. And in the same way that the Israelites had to be prolonged in the wilderness because of their sin of complaining, I wonder in our hearts if we're gonna miss out on things that God has for us because we're so busy just complaining, and complaining.
Hey, thanks for watching. To find out more about Houston's First, you can subscribe to our channel or you can go to houstonsfirst.org.